Well, CJI 2 fucking sucked. Let's talk about it. First, we'll talk about the rules. So, he wanted to do the quintet format, which is already like worse than what he had last year for CJI 1. But also, the old quintets, the way they did it was you had to put out who you were like who was fighting in what order. So, in the way that Craig set it up, he made it so that you could intentionally choose people to help stall matches out strategically. Like now it's a game, like it's a video game for the coaches. When before, because you had to have like a preset thing, everybody for the most part kind of did the same, where they put like their weaker slash smaller guys first, and then continuously going on until your heaviest guy near the bottom, or as like the last fight or whatever. So it naturally kind of fell that way. Now, not all the matches did in the prior quintets, but most of them did. So because Craig gave them the ability to choose the fighters, it incentivized a crazy amount of like mismatching the fight, where it's like, oh yeah, I think nothing's gonna happen in this fight, and he'll just knock him out. And it's like, okay, that's smart, but then also it's not fucking fun to watch. So all the chaos that he was expecting to create really just created a bunch of small people stalling out bigger people. And don't get me wrong, there were some great matches. There were still some good matches at the CJI because there just randomly happened to be some fights where some dudes were close to the same size. But there was no David versus Goliath moment where someone tapped someone, which technically could have been possible, but strategically it's smarter to just stall like a motherfucker and knock out the big guys. So that's one thing. Thing number two, people are talking about he saved CJI because he put out the $50,000. I don't think so at all. I don't think that changed anything. With that being said, it was stupid to not have a submission of the night bonus, a bonus for tapping people like he put in, which that one's fine, and a most exciting fight bonus. Because now you've got all these people where it's like they're just like, oh, I'm either up on points or down on points. Like either their job is to stall or they're still trying to win, but they don't need to tap the guy. And they're like, oh, I'll just kind of chill here. And it's like, it's not incentivizing that action that we saw at the last one. One of the other problems with the quintet style, and this style is you can lose and still technically be on the $1 million team. Meaning, even if you don't get submitted, you could stall the match so both of you like lose, but then you could still get the million. But in the last CJI, the way he had it set up was you didn't have to sub the guy technically, but you did have to win on judge's decision. And it would happen right there. So yeah, it's just a lot of things that could have been done better in terms of the rules. So anyways, that's all for the rules. Now, the actual event itself, I fucking hated basically everything that wasn't the jiu-jitsu, and I hated a lot of the jiu-jitsu. Again, there's some good fights in there for sure, but because of the way that he set up the rules, like it incentivized so much stalling. But the rest of the event, like the stupid comedy skits, like Craig getting so plastered drunk before he does a fake fight with Chael Sonnen, and then does a fake fight with Chael where he gets knocked unconscious twice by different types of buggy chokes with under like 10 seconds each time. I just don't fucking buy it. And then on top of that, the dumbass fucking skits, he denied wanting to talk on the mic, I think because he was so drunk because of how much CJI 2 was failing. And obviously this is no shade to Craig, but gotta call a spade, homie. Like you revolutionized my jiu-jitsu, Craig, but this event sucked. And the other part that kind of is unfortunate about it is that he put on the best grappling event of all time the last time. So our expectations are 10 times higher. And then in the fucking ads and in the stuff that for like the prelim stuff, they're like, are you ready for the greatest grappling event that's ever existed? And it wasn't even as good as some of the ADCCs that we've seen in the past. Even though they still had phenomenal fighters. Like he had the card to see a bunch of crazy matches. But because of the rules, again, it led for very boring jiu-jitsu overall. So anyways, but oh well. Oh yeah, the fake taps. I almost forgot about those. Yeah, So here's the truth. Both deserve to be kicked out. Like, both deserve to not be like banned from the I mean, like, both deserved the loss. Both deserve that L, because to the audience member, it looks like they're tapping. Now, as a competitor, if I was the one holding the subs, I wouldn't have let go that easily. I think I would have started hipping into it until they either trying to like scream tap or they're like slapping me because you're fighting for $1 million. And I don't think either of those guys would have wanted to tap in those situations. Like, I don't know if I'm saying I think the tap was involuntary, but like Gio said when he got on the mic, he was like, if you guys fucking know me, I'd have let that shit break. Like, we saw Gio at the other quintet where he was like letting a Kimura rip on him crazy hard just to try to get the fucking match on that. So like, for him to randomly tap when his face isn't even grimacing and he's just trying to figure out what's happening, it's like, okay, that's not the face of somebody that's about to tap, and that's not the person that would tap. And I think the same thing with Giancarlo. I think a lot of people hated on Giancarlo because he's like, I didn't fucking tap. But again, both of them did technically do something that was close enough to be considered a tap. So they both deserve to be kicked out, but I don't think either of them were trying to tap at all. So let me see if I forgot anything. Oh yeah. Lastly, it was fucking bullshit rigged. If the judging is supposed to be that way, um, oh yeah, I almost forgot how the whole fucking tournament ended. It was totally fucking rigged. If you're gonna give a 10-8 to Nicky Rod and not Dorian Oliveras, you're a retard. You're just stupid. They had the exact same type of control. Obviously, New Wave was winning the entire thing. Yeah, cool, whatever. They put in the thing where it's like, if it's tied, then we go with the last match. It shouldn't have been off the last match because the scoring shouldn't have worked like that in the first place. New Wave should have been ahead. It was 3 of their matches that were wins compared to 2 matches to B Team. So you can fuck off. That was a super steal. I don't know if Craig intentionally did that for the Gordon like counter clout shit that he always does, or if the judges are actually that stupid to fucking put the fight that way. But now we're going from the biggest grappling event of all time with the biggest prize pool ever and the most exciting fights, the most exciting fight in all of jiu-jitsu happened in the best rule set, in the best ring, all that stuff, to a tournament that has a different rule set for some reason that's very similar to other tournaments that did like, okay, quintets are okay. I loved them, but like popularity wise, they're only okay. And then you have like these dumb skits, stalling fights because of your bad rule set. You're plastered drunk, so you can't even talk on the mic at one point. You have like a fake thing with this. There's fake taps. And then like, everyone's arguing about it and getting mad at the grapplers. And then on top of that, the judges skew the fight to B Team when it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, that was a pretty shitty event. Love you, Craig, but that was dog shit. Peace.